It's just a beautiful venue, really intimate, excellent beer and excellent food, and really incredible music.
I absolutely love their quirky and intimate vibe. The musicians love the place, and so the audience love it as well.
So we're in the music with
everyone thinks we're a couple. I don't know why, you know.
We've been best friends since school, so we'd always talk about how amazing it would be to have a venue, the kind of venue that we'd like to hang out.
Yeah.
The kind of place where we'd like to go to listen to music.
Well, it reminds me a bit of playing at the Bluebird in Nashville. There's not much separation between the audience and the person who's singing, which is a really cool thing for the performer as well as the audience, I think. And it sounds really good too.
We have a bit of a philosophy here that I've tried to create. My favourite moments of Green Note are when you forget there's anything between you and the musicians. And when you kind of break down that barrier between the performer and the audience, something really magical can happen in the room, and that's where we get our atmosphere from. It's a real pleasure to see a lot of the musicians come through here go on to bigger and better things. Sometimes they get a little bit too big to come back to our little tiny room that we love so much, but quite often they come back anyway and just don't tell that many people about it. It's a great feeling to feel like you've been a part of that journey to that kind of success.
There are plenty of things about the Green Note that make it exceptionally special as a venue, and not least the two women, Evie and Risa, that run it. Everything that they do seems to be done very gracefully and very effortlessly. You know, all the way from DIY to the big decisions, they're doing it all themselves.
We wanted to create a scene, bring a community to us, and there is a scene out there. I think we've tapped into it, but also created it as well.
This is not a business you do for the business side of it.
You've got to do it for the love of it.
For the love of it.
You just feel amazing vibrations. You just feel great when you're here. It's actually very, very rare, I find, in London to be at a place with so much heart.
Good evening and welcome. It is Friday the 4th of December and this is the 69th episode of Virtually Green Note. My name is Emma and I'm going to be your host this evening. Wherever you are in the world right now, I am so glad that you've joined us because we have got a brilliant lineup for you tonight. First up, we have an artist who started playing around Alaska back in 2003 with his bluegrass band Well Strung. He then went on to form bluegrass honky-tonk band Cold Country in 2008, playing at the Bristol Rhythm and Roots Festival, Bluegrass Underground, Music City Roots, and regular performance at Nashville's bluegrass showroom The Station Inn, amongst others, as well as recording some 3 albums and about to release a 4th. Broadcasting from Anchorage, Alaska, please welcome to the virtual stage, Todd Grebe.
All right, thank you. Great to be
Thank
here.
you. We're very honoured to have you, Todd.
My pleasure.
Lovely. So next up, we have got a contemporary Scottish folk singer-songwriter from Edinburgh who is on the road constantly, pandemic not, allowing for that, twice touring the southern states of the US, 4 times around Northern Europe and all over the UK. He's released 2 albums and is currently writing a 3rd. Broadcasting from deepest France, Pérol in La Corrèze, please welcome Andrew Mills.
Hello everyone, how are you doing?
Hey Andrew, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
We're very excited to have you too. And last but not least, we have an artist originating from New Orleans who regularly tours with his band Roamin Jasmine. They have 3 tours of Europe under their belt, including 2 performances at the Maverick Festival UK, 1 epic tour of Alaska, 2 years in a row of appearances at the Leaf Festival in the Black Mountain, North Carolina, plus a recent tour through Australia, where they were featured performers at the Dashville Skyline Festival. Their performances have won the media praises on BBC Radio and from jazz journalist Rob Adams of the Herald Scotland. His band has released 3 albums and will be putting out an EP within the next few months. Currently broadcasting tonight from Little Rock in Arkansas. Please welcome Taylor Smith.
Hello, y'all. Nice to be
Hey.
here. Back at Green Note.
Yay!
For those of you that don't know, Arkansas is part of the United States.
Good. I'm glad. Making great strides, US. We champion you. Yeah, just talking about politics again. Let's not do that. No, we're all very happy. Well, we are anyway. Happy about current state of affairs. But yeah, so Taylor, you've been you're a seasoned Green Note regular with your band, I understand.
We somehow fit in there. I think either the first time we played there as a quartet, and I think the second time we came back with 6 people and somehow squeezed all of us on that tiny little stage.
How did you do that? You must be falling off the edges.
It was fun. I think the horn players kind of just stood in the audience, actually. But
it works.
Yeah.
It's cozy and cuddly. We like it in there.
Yeah. So, but it's always been really fun there. I just love all the wood in that room. It the old wooden floors does something with the sound and the way it absorbs some, but gives some nice reflections back. And we've always just had a good time there. So glad to be virtually here.
Yeah, well, we look forward to having you back in the real place too. Oh, hi, Doug. How you doing?
This is Dinah. Who
Hey, Dinah.
Andrew and Todd met Dinah.
Really? Oh, that's a lovely thing. I didn't know you all knew each other already.
Oh yeah, I kind of recruited friends of mine. Todd kind of he coordinated our tour of Alaska back in 2015. And that was actually the first tour I ever did with the Roamin Jasmine was 2 weeks up in Alaska, which is a unique first tour for a New Orleans band.
You told me you guys were a hardened touring.
Oh,
international
yeah,
group.
exactly.
What are you talking about?
Busted yourself.
That was the first tour ever?
Because Todd had come. Todd is an old friend of my wife. My wife used to live up in Alaska, and so Todd came to visit and saw the Roamin Jasmine play in New Orleans, and he's like, "Oh, you guys got to come up to Alaska." We're like, "Really? Okay." And I've got to hang out with Todd a few times over the years. He's come to visit us in New Orleans a couple of times. And then I was actually just up in Anchorage last winter, like January 2019. It was very cold and frozen and snowy, and we got to play at the Anchorage Folk Festival, and we had guest artist Todd Grebe come up and sing a couple of tunes with us, which was really fun. So,
lovely.
Yeah, and then Andrew.
Todd, I must apologise. Sorry, well. I've actually pronounced your name wrongly. Todd Grebe. Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay.
Did that wrong.
I've heard it pronounced many different ways, so it doesn't bother me.
And Andrew, so you were saying Andrew.
Oh yeah, so Andrew. Also, he was coming through town, through New Orleans back in somewhere around the same time, 2015 or 2016. And maybe it was even before that, but my wife was doing some booking in New Orleans of various music venues, and she set him up with a gig, and she set him up with a bass player, and I sat in with them on a gig there, and we hosted them at our house in New Orleans, and we just became fast friends and stayed in touch, and Andrew has been an amazing host the couple of times we've gone through Glasgow. We've squeezed probably, breaking fire code violations number of people into their Glasgow flat. I think, Andrew, we maybe had like 60 people or something in this, 1-bedroom flat in Glasgow for a house concert. And
snug.
It was a lot of fun. Also with the 6-piece band. We had the couch kind of squeezed in between the audience and the band. Some people sat on the couch and some people danced behind the couch. And
oh my God, that sounds amazing. That sounds so fun.
And then actually Andrew was on tour in Arkansas, came through Arkansas, and we hosted a house concert for him right before the pandemic hit in March. and so they had to cut their tour short, and they headed back to Scotland back in March of this year. So, like one of my last gigs was with Andrew. We did a gig here at an Irish pub here in Little Rock, and they wrote on the sign "Live Irish Band," and we had 2 Scottish guys and an American playing there.
Well, it's a one size fits all, right? Love it. Well, I'm delighted to kick things off this evening, and with you all. And so we've got up first Mr. Todd Grebe. Take it away, Todd.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Here's one I wrote, I think, sometime within here the last couple years, and it's coming out on the latest record sometime this spring, yet to be titled. But anyways, here's one about I don't know about hanging out here. It's called I don't know what it's called. Actually, I don't even know what this song's called yet. Actually, we'll come up with the title. Maybe someone can text it in there. In the comments section, what I should call it. But might not be the best combination between my father and my mother, but I ain't the worst between my cousins and my brothers. I got the best of grandma, a lot of times the worst of grandpa, but I swear sometimes it almost feels like I'm living right. So if you see me at the roadhouse, over at the crossroads, I might be making deals. I'm probably just trying to unload from all them things I've been through, all the things I should do, but don't you worry, nothing, Lord, sure I'm doing fine. These babies keep me busy. I'm getting busy with mama, and she says I can't complain, cause this is what we wanted. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in my hometown, and the same day keeps staring me down, and everybody's wondering why I'm drinking so much beer. So if you see me at the roadhouse or at the crossroads, I might be making deals. I'm probably just trying to unload from all them things I've been through, all the things I should do, but don't you worry, nothing, Lord, sure I'm doing fine. I guess this cold chicken dinner is supposed to make me much thinner, according to the woman who's watching my weight. I can't help but feel full of emptiness, so I'm headed on down the road a bit to a place that's got the only thing that makes a man feel right. So if you see me at the roadhouse or over at the crossroads, I might be making deals. I'm probably just trying to unload from all them things I've been through, all the things I should do, but don't you worry, nothing, Lord, I'm sure I'm doing fine. So if you see me at the roadhouse or at the crossroads, I might be making deals. I'm probably just trying to unload from all them things I've been through, all the things I should do, but don't you worry, nothing, Lord, sure I'm doing fine. And I said, don't you worry, nothing, Lord, I'm sure I'm doing fine. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I like that
thanks
too,
a lot.
Todd.
Well, I'm hanging in there. It's pretty early for anybody that doesn't know. In Alaska right now, it's a little after 11, and the sun's just coming up. And but yeah, I'm hanging in there. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed that, and it's good to be here on the show. I think we're getting ready here to pass it off. Is Andrew next? I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear what he's got cooking over there.
Todd, that was a brilliant song. I really enjoyed that.
Thank you.
It ticks all the boxes, like Scottish music as well. Alcohol, family troubles, shit weather. Like Alaska's probably got a lot in common with Scotland. So
Yeah.
I moved to France to get hot weather, and it's been -1 today and sleet. So it's like just like being at home. It's brilliant.
It's lonesome everywhere you go.
Yeah, too right. I'm glad, because if it wasn't, we'd probably have shit music.
That's right.
So here's a wee song. I chose a couple of my songs because they were written in America when I was on tour, and I thought it'd be nice to share those songs because I'm playing with Taylor and Todd tonight. So this was written by this was written in Colorado Springs, in a place called King's Diner. And I wrote this with my two friends. So the poem originally is by Donald Kerr. So this one's for you, Donald, and also for Gary Rafferty, who put the chords together, and then we arranged it and played it with the band. So Taylor will know this. So here we go. In Colorado Springs, the waitress cried. She said, I remember the day that Einstein died. She said, I never understood him, but Lord, I really tried. She asked, how would you like your eggs? And I said, fried. Well, I went outside and the air was dry. An old crow flew down from the deep blue sky. He said, I can walk, but I prefer to fly. You should trust that woman. She'd never lie. Outside the rain was burned and her car was gone. Just me and that old crow in the burning sun. Sometimes you don't know if you've lost or won. I never understood why she'd had to run. Well, I went back inside, but she wasn't there. So I asked for the manager and she said, why do you care? I said, I've got to find this woman. All she did was stand and stare. She said, we do nice burgers and lattes and that, and might cure despair. Well, I stumbled to the crossroads, but no way seemed best. I heard an old dog barking, I followed him west. Me and that old mangy hound on a doggone lonely quest. Without that woman, I'll never find rest. Outside the ground was burnt, her car was gone. Just me and that old dog in the burning sun. Sometimes you don't know if you've lost or won. I never understood why she'd had to run. Usually there's a nice solo here on the banjo, or maybe Taylor on the double bass, or Todd on the amazing guitar. We'll just have to imagine that for now until we get together in real life. Here we go. Well, I knew her ranger upon the Pinto Grange. I thought I loved his daughter even though she was quite strange. I once asked her to marry me thinking maybe she'll change. She said I tried to shoot you between the eyes, but you were just out of range. Well, eventually we found her, now we've got children 4. I was alright with this, but now she wants 7 more. I measure my life by her smile, so I'm not keeping score. I look to the far horizon, and I go inside and close the door. Outside the ground was burned, her car was gone. Just me, the tire marks and the burning sun. Sometimes you don't know if you've lost or won. I never actually I definitely and now I understood why she'd had to run. Cheers.
Great lyrics, man. That's so fun.
Donald Kerr wrote the lyrics. It was originally a story, a poem. So buy his book. It's very good, and it's in the book. There's about 13 verses in the poem, though.
Donald came and stayed at our house actually in New Orleans as well. Super nice guy.
I think he's watching tonight, so a big shout out to Donald and Ruth.
Hi, Donald. He referred to Dinah, my dog here, as a bunny hound.
Any more context or
about him referring to her?
Yeah.
Oh, a bunny hound? Yeah. I don't speak Scottish, so I think it was... Andrew, I learned a new Scottish word the other day, a wee bairn.
Well, that's a good one. That's
yeah.
That's from Edinburgh, Scots. It means a wee child. Great word.
I'm sorry, it's a wee what now?
Pronounce it for him.
A wee bairn. So it's spelled B-A-I-R-N, bairn. In Glasgow it would be a wain, in Edinburgh it would be a bairn, or anywhere in the East Coast.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because I'd heard people say ween before.
Yeah, Wayne is the Glasgow version, and Shandon it's a wee shite.
Oh, Lord.
But Taylor, you remember when you were talking before, you mentioned the gig you did in our flat in Glasgow, in the tiny 1-bedroom flat, and there was like 60 people, and we made pizza. Well,
I forgot.
That was the only we hosted it. We did about 20 house concerts in that flat, and that was the only house concert that the police came. So congratulations! Remember, you were in the bay window, and there's 6 of you with brass, drums, 2 amps. It was absolutely banging. The floorboards were going like this in the flat. And the police turned up during the encore and said, "Do you have a band playing in your living room?" And I was like, "Yeah." And do you want to come up for a drink? And they're like, "We're afraid we can't, but you're going to have to stop now." And I was like, "That's fine. It's the encore. It's fine." And they were like, "Okay, great," and left. It was the most civil interaction I've ever had with the police.
Taylor, that is a feather in your cap, my friend. That should go to the top of your bio.
Yeah,
you need to do some editing and just lead off with that. That'll get you more gigs than anything.
The only band to get the police called on their house concert in Glasgow.
Yeah, and not get arrested.
Yeah, not get arrested. Yeah,
because that's got to be like threading the needle right there. Because I mean, how many bands? Certainly, some bands have been arrested in Glasgow. I mean, come on.
No, I haven't been arrested in Glasgow, but I was arrested. The only time I actually was arrested was while playing at a house concert, and yeah.
See,
that's the story for another time, though.
How is it possible that you have been almost arrested, or at least once, and then almost arrested a second time? What are you doing at these house concerts?
Making magic happen every time.
What were you arrested for? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was arrested. It was for playing a concert. We were playing outside. It was on a porch of this house in Oneonta, New York, and we were playing acoustic. And there was for this little house party. It's a college town up there.
Was it a polka or something, or what was going on?
I think it was a waltz. We were in the middle of a waltz, and somebody called the police and they showed up and were like, yeah, we'll just finish this song. And I didn't realize, but one of the police officers walked up behind me and had already like yelled something, but I was not really paying attention. So then they just pulled my right hand off of the bass and put it in handcuffs. I went, whoa! They said, you're under arrest. I said, for what? So
that's insane.
Thankfully, there were no actual charges. We got everything dropped, but I did have to drive back to Oneonta to New York for a hearing to get our money back and all that. But
you didn't go to jail.
No, I went to jail. They brought us.
You did?
They put us in the back of the police car. No, because our bandmates who didn't get arrested, they only arrested me and I think the piano or the accordion player.
That sounds correct. The bass and the accordion player. Yes, that's correct.
Because we continued. But I think they even arrested the singer, the lady who was singing, and so we spent maybe an hour. They put us in the cell, and our friends were at the window, being like, "Okay, how much is the bail?" And then then they let us out. But it was, a nice waste of time and resources because those police had nothing else to do that night.
Todd, have you ever been in the clink?
In America, we have a clause called no contest, but no. No, I did get arrested, but it wasn't proper. It was I was technically detained, but I wasn't arrested. It was like a minor infraction. I was drinking underage in Arizona, and they threw me in the drunk tank. I'd only had half a beer, but I was drinking in public. Essentially, I was in some weird part of this little town, and the cop was having a good day, and so it was late enough in the evening that I couldn't see the magistrate, and they said, well, you'll have to see him in the morning because it's like a $300 misdemeanor fine, and they were worried that I was a flight risk, so they threw me in the drunk tank with a bunch of very incapacitated people, and which was interesting. And actually, I met a Frenchman there that night. His name was Louis, and he was upset because he had been arrested for urinating on a bush. And he couldn't understand. He said, in France, people piss everywhere.
That's true. It's good for the
You can piss anywhere you want. He couldn't understand. And he was really mad, too, because, he didn't have his ID on him. And when they arrested him, he was getting a lot of hassle. And the best part about that whole night was he was really hungry, and he kept yelling at the police. And he said, you fatty blue coats, bring me some food. I need to eat. And they finally brought him an American sandwich, which was just like Wonder Bread with like American cheese and bologna, and I'll never forget it. Louis was insulted that they had brought him this sandwich with this cheese on it, and he was waving the cheese in the air. This is not cheese! I am from France! I piss anywhere I want to! And it was amazing. So, we made it through. We both got out in the morning, thank God. But Louis kept it light for the most part.
Brilliant.
Oh wow, I'm so glad, Andrew. I'm so glad you brought up the whole police coming thing, or else we wouldn't have heard that story. Well, I guess we should play some more music for the people who are watching out there. It's my turn, right? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna play the piano here. I'm going to sing a little bit. This is going to be this is an original song. I'm going to look at the camera here. I've got the monitor here and I've got the camera here, but I'm going to look at the microphone when I'm in the piano when I'm playing because I have to concentrate. This is a song I got to write with this really great songwriter out in Los Angeles, a guy named Dylan O'Brien. Fiddling with the mixer here, and he and I put an album of songs together, 7 tunes, kind of based on the theme was 7 deadly sins, and so this was the first one that we wrote for that record, and this one is called Pride. Piano. All right. Here we are. Now once upon a time there was a king. People used to kneel, kiss his ring. Everybody used to say he had it all. He had the looks, he had the girls, had all the riches in the whole wide world. Ain't that the way it always ends before a fall? All because of pride. Pride, the root of all evil and the lie of all lies. Pride ain't nothing but the devil inside. Now once upon a time there was a man, and people used to try and be his friend, but he just had to be on top at any cost. He built a house high on a hill, and then he wandered over to his windowsill. From there he saw the paradise that he had lost. All because of pride. Pride, the root of all evil and the lie of all lies. Pride. Pride ain't nothing but the devil inside. You got your will, you got your plan. You walk around thinking you're a mighty, mighty man. You think you're smart, you think you're cool, but you ain't nothing but a natural born fool. All because of pride. Pride, root of all evil and the lie of all lies. Pride. Pride ain't nothing but the devil inside. Pride, pride. Pride, pride ain't nothing but the devil inside.
That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a newer tune. I think
all this time.
I think we played that on the Alaska or the Anchorage Folk Fest last year when we were up there. But
Well, I've never seen you play piano before. I thought all this time that was a prop. I was just waiting for you to bust out a bass, and I didn't know that you were a multi-instrumentalist.
yeah, the bass doesn't work out so well for doing solo gigs. People are like, "Where's the rest of the band?" I guess I could get, I could work on my playing chords on the bass or something like that. I like taking the upright bass and sitting it on my lap.
Yeah.
And
just play like a guitar.
Yeah, and then people, they won't know the difference.
No. They'll just say what they say to mandolin players. Wow, what a nice big guitar you have.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, is that a little guitar? Oh, the poor mandolin players. They never get a break.
Let's get the dog in the shot. Here we go.
There you go. Go on, Dana. She's
gonna
almost
play a song for you now. Come on.
Lovely dog.
That is perfect.
Ooh, now she's trying to kiss me.
She's
She
almost-
looks like she's playing.
She's almost as good as my 2-year-old.
Ah. Now, where are the kids? Did you hide them somewhere? Are they still sleeping?
No, they're. I mean, yes, they are on Blues Man hours.
Blues Man.
But they did wake up relatively recently, and they're doing their thing out in the living room with mom. Yeah, no, you don't want them coming in here.
Yeah, they'll take over.
Oh yeah, they have been assaulting my whole musical mic setup here for the last few days. Just in here screaming in the microphones and having a ball doing it. So, well, that was great. So,
Thanks, man.
what's the segue here into the next song?
Oh yeah, Todd, let's get you playing another song.
Should we do one more?
I think they were gonna pass it around here.
All right. I'll make mention I'm playing my wife's guitar, actually. My wife is a great fiddle player, and I'm really sorry that we weren't able to figure out a way for her to play with me today. But she has this great guitar that I've been hanging out with the last couple of days. Mine is, it needs to go into the shop and get it was making some loud noises and that were not correct. So, but turns out better because this guitar has a great tone, and I love playing this. This is an old 1951 D28, and let's see. I guess I'll do another original. I was gonna do I'll do another one off the upcoming album, and this is a song I wrote. I've been working on it for a little while. I think we've got it all done and recorded. Still messing around with the lyrics a little bit, but for the most part, we have it dialed. And it's a song about a girl I used to know, and I think we're calling it the Ode to Sue Ellen. So this one's for Sue Ellen. I was just a kid at a high school dance, caught my breath and I took a chance. We fell together like magnets on metal. We was caught up in a trance, and I tried to break that spell so many times. Somehow our arms kept ending up in mine. So Ellen, I hope you understand. Well, the years passed by, we just drifted around. Our separate ways were sought out and found. But I still see her down at Darwin's bar. We might end up in the closet, but it never went that far. And I tried to break that spell so many times. Somehow her arms kept ending up in mine. So Ellen, well, I hope you understand.
I lost track how many times she fell for the wrong kind of guy. She was the kind of girl who could smile when she cried. She'd just brush it all off and put back another beer, laughing through her teardrops, saying this'll be my year. And I tried to break that spell so many times. Somehow her arms kept ending up in mine. So Ellen, I hope you understand. And then one day she just up and left. I guess a broken heart gave in and she ran out of breath. I tried to break that spell so many times, but somehow her arms kept ending up in mine. So Ellen, I hope you understand. Oh, so Ellen, I hope you understand. Thank you.
If we clap faster, does it sound like more people?
You know, I'm not sure, but I just always prefer the slow golf clap, just a little. That's all I ever really want. That's it. It always works for me every time. It's either that or nothing.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant song, Todd. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Trying to croak it out there a little bit, but
both songs were wonderful. I can't wait to see you in real life and do a gig with you one day.
yeah, absolutely. I just got a text while Taylor was in his last song from Kim, and she said she's already in the midst of planning our tour. Apparently, the three of us are going on international tours. So
Sounds good
along
to me.
with-
And Andrew, you've got to do a tour of Alaska one of these days.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely happen. I've talked about it for a few years now and not done it. We just couldn't quite stretch up there from New Orleans last time. We thought we'd just save it for a whole tour on its own, instead of huge travels in between gigs and stuff where you get grumpy and it costs a fortune. So we thought we'll just go there and stay in Alaska for a few weeks, not try and do too much.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what you have to do. You'd have to be up here, I would say, probably for at least 2, maybe 3 weeks to make it work under normal circumstances, unless you wanted to like tie it onto a West Coast tour, which sometimes makes sense because it's really just a hop skip from up, from Seattle. But I do recommend just coming and hanging out for a month. There's a lot to do, and you can make a big impact if you do that.
Yeah,
they'd love you,
it. Yeah.
Then you'll have time to go fishing and hiking and all that stuff.
And that's really what it's about. It's like you can pack in more shows, but you can pack in so much more fun stuff. If you come and hang out for a while.
Fantastic. Do you cut holes in the ice and catch fish?
No, we catch plenty of fish in the summer. I don't have to do that nonsense. I mean, in the winter, there are a lot of people that really enjoy ice fishing. I'm just not one of them. But
do you just sit still in a hut, freezing, and drink loads of beer?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. But I prefer to move around a little bit in the winter, keep you warm.
Yeah.
But if I had a proper fishing hut, then maybe I would feel different about it.
It's a pretty Calvinistic way to fish. Like just sit still in -30 with a hole in ice.
Look, I mean, if there's a heater and some music and about 1 million beers, that sounds like a very enjoyable situation for me. If you want to do that, we'll make it happen. You come up in the winter, and we'll take you out on the ice.
I went fishing once. There's a place near Glasgow called Greenock, and I went fishing there once, and the guy next to me kept catching these tiny little cod about that size, and they were too small to keep, so he kept throwing them back. But he didn't seem that bothered, and I was like, "Are you trying to catch bigger fish for your dinner or that?" And then he just said no, and he had a bag full of beer, and he just said, no, it just gets me out of the house. So I think there's probably quite a lot of people that go fishing just to get out the house.
You can come up with any excuse to get out of the house, but yeah, I mean, for sure. I'm always saying, I've got to go procure some food for the family. I'll be back in 2 days.
I mean, that could be a real thing in Alaska, though. I mean, you could be going out, hunting a moose or whatever.
I'm only being partially facetious,
Yeah.
but there are some times when I say that it's true. Yes, but not all times. My wife's not watching this, is she? Is she logged in?
It's a good word, facetious. Still not put that in a song yet, but it's only a matter of time.
I think you're going to be on your way no matter what. So you got another song for us there, Andrew?
Yep, I'll do another song. I'll do another one. I'll do the second one that's about an American place, because that's a nice theme, because you guys are both there. So some of my favourite places in America are Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. They seem to just be amazing with very interesting people, very friendly people. And so this one's from Oklahoma, and this is another one of my collaborations with Donald Kerr. We toured in Oklahoma 4 times, and we've got lots of friends there. So this is for Robert Spencer and everyone else in the hobos at the Hobo Fantasy Camp, which is a venue, and an amazing place. And this was a true story, actually, written about a trip to Oklahoma. So. When I first saw you, Oklahoma, your smile lit up the rain. I'm so glad to meet you. I'm glad I made the train. Each day has a sunrise and a sunset too, and I'm smiling 'cause I'm hoping to spend them both with you. Well, I often feel empty at the ending of the day. Now things are different, 'cause now I'm here to stay. Oklahoma sunset. Oh, sometimes there is no blame. Oh, she left me without warning on the early morning train. before my eyes were open, I knew that she had gone. And I lay beneath the tangled sheets, just a long road from here on. Well, goodbye, dear Oklahoma. Things will never be the same again. But now I'll go the whole world over. We'll be together once again. Oklahoma sunset. Oh, sometimes there is no blame. Oh, I left you the next morning on the early morning train. On the early morning train. The early morning train.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
I love that song. I was thinking that would be a fun one to do as like a Fats Domino, like a
Yeah.
Do it. Go
kinda
for
thing.
it. Do it with the Roamin Jasmine. It was really
Yeah,
annoying.
that would be
Somebody
really
pointed
fun.
out after it's exactly the same as "It's gonna be lonely this Christmas without you to hold." It's really annoying now when I try and play it. I think of that bloody song.
Well, we're waiting for your Christmas album to come
Yeah,
out then.
it'll be a while.
I was on a Christmas compilation album a long time ago, 10 years ago probably, and they wanted me to write a song for it, and I just procrastinated, and it was literally the day I was supposed to go into the recording and do this song, and I woke up early and medicated myself and got to work, and I came up with this song that I was pretty happy with, but the alternative, I wish I would have finished it, was all I'd come up with was like 2 lines. I think it was Christ, it's Christmas. Oh God, it's that time of year. And Jesus, can you help me? I lost my Christmas cheer. And that's where it ended. But I think I got to finish that because there's something in there, you know. Anyways, I ended up writing Let's Make Love for Christmas. And turned out to be slightly better than my blasphemy. But it was the whole idea of writing Christmas songs is so absurd and silly, but you know, why not? You know, I love it. Go for it.
Bob Dylan had quite a good Christmas album.
Yeah, what's that?
Just he did all the classic carols, but just really rough and dour, and his voice is really broken. It's quite nice.
Yeah. No, actually, I remember that. Must be Christmas. Must be Christmas. Must.
Brilliant.
He did it. Really brilliant. Must be Christmas. All gravelly like that.
There's so many bad Christmas songs. We need to kind of try and get writers, including you guys, to write a decent Christmas song. Not like a fucking bells going terrible one, but like a subtle with a little hint of Christmas in it. So that time of year there's some good songs for DJs to play and places to play.
So the same guy I wrote that last song with, Dylan O'Brien, he recorded a Christmas album with some other songwriters that I have met out there as well, and they did like a Beach Boys style Christmas song, and it was called "Santa's Gone Surfing Again."
That's a good number. I like it.
It's a really great song.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good Christmas song, at least from the States, I would check with the Texas songwriters. Hayes Carl, I believe, has a really good one, and so does Robert Earl Keen.
Mm.
Both actually very palatable Christmas songs. Of course, they're from Texas, so they're writing the best songs, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So now what?
Oh, I guess I'll do another one here. It's my turn, guys.
Too right. Here we go.
All right, I'll do. This is another original tune. This one is on the record that the EP that I recorded in Memphis back in February. Actually, on Mardi Gras Day I spent Mardi Gras Day in a recording studio in Memphis, and this was one of the tunes we recorded out there. It's an original tune. It's just called Words. Here it goes. Untangled here. Why didn't you tell me what you were thinking all along? All the words you kept inside. Why didn't you see that I could be just as wrong? But you just stood inside. Why didn't the words come out? Why didn't the words come out? Why didn't the words come out? I was already driving 60 miles away, 27 highway down in Mississippi. And then I saw you standing way out in the field as that Delta sun went down. Still the words wouldn't come out. Why wouldn't the words come out? Why didn't the words come out? Why didn't the words come out? Why wouldn't the words come out? Why wouldn't the words come out? And already another day was passing by. I was feeling oh so sad to leave, and still I wonder if it's worth a try. See what I wish I could see. Still the words won't come out. They just won't come out. Still the words won't come out. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, man.
It's so funny to like play to
That was
with
brilliant.
the silence after you play.
It's like a few gigs. Eh?
Yeah, I've definitely played gigs like that.
Yeah. Why isn't Kim and the dog, clapping and barking? I mean, come on, let's get some action.
Yeah, come on,
they're watching it in the other room so that they can turn the sound on.
You need a live audience over there.
Well, I thought you were fantastic. Thanks very much, guys. That was lovely. Well, we have just finished the first half of Virtually Green Notes, so thank you very much to you three. We're going to leave the musicians to have a little break, so to our artists, you can go and grab a drink or anything that you need, and you'll have 5 minutes before you come back to us. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all one at a time. So goodbye, and see you back in 5, Todd. And goodbye, and see you back here in 5 minuets, Andrew. And Taylor, last but not least, goodbye, and we'll see you back here in 5. Bye. So viewers, don't go away. I am now going to pass you over to our cuddlesome Imi and Risa, who are the founders and owners of Green Note, and they do all the brilliant programming at Green Note, and they treat us to their fantastic taste in music, and they are going to fill us in on all the latest updates and tell you all the exciting stuff that's coming up on Virtually Green Note. Welcome, Imi and Risa. Hey, Imi.
Hey.
Hey, Risa.
Hello. Did you say cuddlesome?
I was going to say,
Yes.
did you say cuddlesome?
You are cuddlesome.
Oh,
It's
that's
just
a
because I
first.
can't
I don't know if
cuddle you
that's
right now, so I'm feeling extra cuddly right now. I'm seeing you and I can't cuddle you. I feel like weeping, quite frankly.
Oh.
Imi, you've had your
Well,
haircut.
I have,
Oh,
yes.
you
I've
just
had quite a
noticed.
lot chopped off. It feels
Yeah.
very strange. It's the shortest I've had it in years, and it's kind of freaking me out, when you're used to something there. But
I like
Yeah.
Cool. You look all sort of
thanks.
French and nifty.
I went back to the hairdresser as soon as they reopened yesterday, basically.
I should do that.
It
as a
needed
little
cut. It needed a cut. It got very unhealthy. Anyway, people don't want to hear about that.
witch. Sorry. I'll pass it on to you guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Emma.
Well,
Yeah,
half-time
so
announcements.
This is our usual halftime announcements. So for those of you who are new to us tonight, welcome, and it's great to have you here. It's really cool. We always have people tuning in from all over the world. So yeah, wherever you're from, it's nice to have you here.
And tell us where you're from as well. It's
Yeah,
always
it's
nice
nice
to
in the
hear.
chat. I know at the beginning some people were saying where they were from, but yeah, carry on with the comments of where you're watching us from. We're here every Wednesday and Friday at 8 p.m. UK time, so please do join us again if this is your first Virtually Green Note. Hope it's not your last. We are on all the social media, so please follow us, like us, subscribe, do all of that. It's our media handle is Green Note Music, and you should be able to find us everywhere on that. Apart from Twitter, it's just Green Note, so do search us out. We also have a mailing list, so if you we're going to post that in the chat now, so please do join our mailing list. We don't spam you, it's just 2 emails a month, but you can find out what's going on with these shows and also with our little venue, Green Note in Camden, which is currently closed and will be for a while, but we're carrying on with these shows, and they're a brilliant way of discovering new music, and so please do join us again. The shows are live, but we keep them on our YouTube channel for a week afterwards, so if you're not able to watch live or you want to spread the word to music-loving friends or watch again, you can do that. So just go to our YouTube channel and you will find it. Emmy's going to let us know now how we run the shows.
Yes. Well, as the regulars know, you don't need to listen to this because you know how it works. But for the newcomers, the shows work on a donation basis. So we don't sell tickets, but we do ask you that if you're able to, please make a donation via our PayPal link, which you can find.
Oh, Emmy, you're cutting out a bit. I'm just gonna. I don't know. You've kind of frozen.
My been playing.
Yeah, your internet's playing. Basically, these shows are run on a donation basis. So the donations are split 4 ways between the 3 artists playing tonight, and the 4th quarter goes to Green Note towards our running costs of the shows, so we can keep these going because it's you guys that make the shows carry on. So please do donate if you can and if you're able to. The suggested donation is £10, but whatever you can afford or would like to give, we'd really appreciate it. And the PayPal link is in the chat. And if you don't have PayPal, just email us and we'll figure out another way. So thank you. Do you want to try it again? See
Am
if
I
you're
back?
Yeah, you're back. Go on.
Back enough. Hopefully I'll stay without freezing, just to tell you our special announcement, which is that we're going to be running a very, virtually Green Note festive special on the 18th, Friday the 18th of December. So save the date.
Yeah,
Put in your diary. Join us on YouTube at 8 p.m. on the 18th for Christmas and seasonal songs from an incredible array of artists. Should we say a few people, or should we just keep it more of a surprise? Okay.
We'll
say Diana Jones. You can say a few as well. Red Sky July.
Red Sky July, Sam Lee, Marpa Lane's Great Decline, Anna Silvera, Danny Schmitz and Carrie Elkin, Kashana.
Amanda and Michelle Stoddard.
Amanda and
Catherine
Michelle
Williams.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just a small taster, but there's a lot more than that. So please do join us for that. That's going to be a really fun night. All right, well, should we get back to the music?
Let's do that.
Cool. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yes. Forward to it. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Thanks, Emma.
Bye. Bye-bye. Okay, so without further ado, we will bring back the artists one by one. First up, we have Mr. Todd Grebe. Are you there, Todd? Come back to me. Todd's away. He's away having a cup of tea. That's okay. We're going to swing back to the next fella. We have Mr. Andrew Mill. Are you there, Andrew?
I'm here, I'm always late for things, so it's quite nice when someone else is late.
You're here, it's great. I just want to say as well to the viewers, sometimes you're freezing a little bit, but we're just really glad to have you at all, because you're actually broadcasting from the middle of a forest in France, in deepest France right now. So
and it is
Wi-Fi
freezing.
is a bit touch and go. Yeah, but we've got you now, so that's great. Hi, Todd, you're back.
I've lowered the video quality. Hopefully it'll be okay now.
Okay, good, lovely. Hiya, how are you, Todd?
Good. Hope I'm not late, am I?
No, all is well. And last but not least, we have Mr. Taylor Smith. Come join us.
Hello. Todd, that was her nice way of saying yes, you were late, but that's okay.
Oh. Well, where were you?
Take one for the team, Todd.
We couldn't see you.
So yeah, thanks for handling it also brilliantly the first half round, that writers round format where you pass on to the next artist and talk a little bit about the ideas and the inspiration behind the songs. That was really nice, and we thoroughly enjoyed that chat. All about the fishing and whatnot. So to kick us off into part 2 of Virtually Green Note, I'm going to hand it over to you, Todd. Take it away.
Okie doke. I think this is the time that we do a cover tune. So I'm going to do an old Doc Watson song for you. Oh no, this is not Doc Watson actually. This is a Jimmy Rogers song. But I learned it, I think, initially from Doc Watson, and also Merle Haggard did a great version of this song as well. It's called what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, well, I'm sure the title will reveal itself. Well, it's peach picking time in Georgia. It's apple picking time in Tennessee. It's cotton picking time in Mississippi. And everybody's picking on me. Well, it's roundup time in Texas. And the cowboys say whoopee. Oh, way down in old Alabama, boys is gal picking time to me. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. They got the bluegrass in Kentucky, and Virginia's where they do the swing. Oh, Carolina, I'm coming to see you in the spring. And Arkansas, I hear you calling, and I hope I see you soon. That's where we do a little picking, boys underneath that Ozark moon. Yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. All right.
When hard times overtake me, I won't let the blues get me. 'Cause I got a gal down in Old Caroline, and I know she's waiting for me. And I hope I'll soon see her, and I know it won't be long. That's where we do a little picking, we'll call it our mountain home. Yodelay, oh, yodelay, oh, yodelay. Well, when the pickers pick the cotton, that's when I pick wedding ring. I'm gonna go downtown and get a little gown for the wedding in the spring. Yeah, I hope the preacher knows his business. You know he can't fool me when it's peach picking time in Georgia. Lord, it's sky picking time to me. Yodelay, oh, yodelay, oh, yodelay. All right, one more time. All right, thank you.
Absolutely brilliant, Todd.
Appreciate it. Old Jimmy Rogers tune.
An authentic Alaskan mountain yodel.
Yeah, I'm not much of a yodeler, but I do the best I can. I should just do that little guitar lick instead of my little. Okay, so here's how you do a yodel. It's a little old lady. That's what. If you just say little old lady, then you're yodeling. Little old lady, then you're on it. That's a little lesson for you.
Nice little advertisement here. Todd does teach guitar lessons, and apparently he also teaches yodeling lessons. So
no, that's a special. You got to get an inside deal on that.
Okay.
Learn how to yodel from me. No, I couldn't teach myself how to yodel, let alone anybody else. But I appreciate the plug. I can teach you how to do this. Which is as good as a yodel.
That's all you need to do in music. Once you've got that, that's it. You're set up.
it's funny. I wanted to for a long time. I wanted to do that Jimmy Rogers tune, "Waiting for a Train," and I thought I was like, oh, maybe I'll put the yodel in the horns with Roamin Jasmine, but I never got around to it.
Why
maybe I'll do it on the next record.
Is it physically possible for a horn to yodel?
Well, I was going to find out.
You need to play that song when you come and play at the house, Taylor. You need to play that song because the house is a train station.
Oh yeah, I should.
I was gonna in the spare room. I was gonna put a little vinyl player and just put only Jimmy Rogers records.
You should do a whole record of Jimmy Rogers tunes with your arrangement capabilities and band selection.
So, actually, when I was at the Maverick Festival in the UK, it's up in it's north of London, probably an hour or 2 hours, out on this farm, and I met this guy named Britt Gully, who is he's not the curator, but he is somehow involved with the Jimmy Rogers Museum in Meridian, Mississippi, and they have a Jimmy Rogers festival of sorts up there. And so, I kept in touch with him, and he was like, "Oh, we got to have you guys come up there." And I was like, "Oh yeah, then I can finally get around to playing that Jimmy Rogers tune." And I talked to somebody from the organization that put on the festival, and they're like, "Wait, so you're like a jazz band? I'm confused. He's a country musician." I'm like, "Well, there was some more crossover back in the day or so." So it didn't pan out, but there's some connection there.
All those songs are. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrew.
It'd be worth putting a band together just to get to that festival.
Yeah. It's not far from New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all those tunes could lend themselves to a 6-piece band with a brass section. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, is there anything a band like that can't do? Let's be honest, except be a singer-songwriter.
Thanks, Todd, for playing that song. My Uncle Russell's listening and watching, and he loves Jimmy Rogers, so he'll be very, very happy.
Oh, excellent. It's my pleasure.
So I'm going to do a wee... On you go, Todd.
Oh, well, we got one coming from you, I assume, here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'll do it. I didn't really know what cover I was going to do until now. So this is Whiskey in My Whiskey by the Foley Spillers. I put some whiskey into my whiskey. I put some heartbreak into my heart. I'll put these boots, Lord, across the old dance floor. I'll put 3 rounds in my 44. I loved the girl, she was my sunshine, sweet Eleanor from North Carolina. Then she went home with a friend of mine after the dance on the borderline. I put some whiskey into my whiskey. I put some heartbreak into my heart. I put these boots, Lord, across the old dance floor. I put 3 rounds in my 44. I fill my glass with Uncle Jack. I put my skin in my Sunday black. I'll make my bed on the railway track, and I'll leave this world, Lord, I won't come back. I put some whiskey into my whiskey. I put some heartbreak into my heart. I'll put these boots, Lord, across the old dance floor. I put 3 rounds in my 44. I put some whiskey into my whiskey. I put some heartbreak into my heart. I'll put these boots, Lord, across the old dance floor. I'll put 3 rounds in my Eleanor. And I say these boots, I'm actually wearing cowboy boots. I usually in the house wear trainers, and I thought tonight I could get away with wearing trainers. No one would ever know. You could actually be naked from the waist down and nobody would know. But it's very cold here, so that's not going to happen. Look at that. Arkansas shoes. And but then I thought, you're doing a gig with Todd and Taylor, Andrew, for the Green Note. You need to sort this out. So I put my best boots on. Can I show you them?
Todd, are those the boot? I mean, Andrew, are those the boots that you had fixed up in New Orleans and then left at our house, and then I brought them to Scotland?
They're very similar. It's not those boots. It's not those boots. These are even better. These are very similar, but they're studded. Wait there. Check these.
Ooh, nice. Sparkle.
They've been bedazzled. Bejazzled, whatever it is.
I've got ski socks on so that my toes feel really crushed, but it's nice to wear cowboy boots for a gig. I think you have to do.
Can I
you
ask
owe it to the audience?
I need to ask a cross-cultural question. What do you mean when you say trainers? What's a trainer?
You would call them sneakers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Like running shoes, basically.
So that's what you use when you're training for the Olympics.
Exactly.
Okay. I got
Whereas
it.
us Americans, we use them for sneaking around.
Yeah. We're always sneaking. I thought maybe there was like Scottish version of training cowboy boots that were like somewhat not quite cowboy boots. They're like, you have to wear these for 6 months before
Until
you
you
can
become a real cowboy.
It's an honest question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learn a lot of vocabulary when you have all these people that are separated by a common language.
It's astounding the amount of people I've met that speak a different version of English.
Yeah.
You know, we Americans, we're not as steeped in the English tradition as we wish we were. They should call it something separate, probably.
One of my favorite experiences was when Andrew was in New Orleans with us, and I don't know, for some reason, we were driving around town, and he, for some reason, wanted to buy some cigarettes, and so we stopped at a gas station somewhere downtown, and he went up to the counter, and I guess you said, like, I'd like to buy some Camel cigarettes, please. And the guy behind the counter said, "Where you from, bruh?" and he's like, "Oh, I'm from Scotland." And he said, "What language they speak in your country?" He responded, "English." So it's many varieties of the English language, and I'd say Glasgow and New Orleans are on, very different parts of that spectrum.
That's a good observation. Yeah, I think you're right.
In a way, but they're also kind of the same place in some ways.
In certain ways, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of New Orleans, I guess I'll do my cover tune here. I was gonna do one that's featured on this album I've got here, which y'all can check out at roaminjasmine.com. This is the Live at Horace's Bar, which Andrew and Louise, his partner Louise, actually had a lot to do with the making of this record. They were there for the actual live performance, and Louise took video of the whole night, and that's what you'll see on our YouTube page and on our website. We have all this great video, and we had a full-on, live recording set up in there, packed into this tiny little bar in our neighborhood in New Orleans. And Andrew and Louise just loved Horace's Bar, and came back there every time they were in New Orleans. And I think we probably had close, maybe like 80 people or something in a bar that should probably not have more than 25 in it. And we somehow also squeezed in a full 6-piece band, plus microphones, plus this big, rack set up for the recording that my good friend Al Tharp was doing. So it was a really fun night. And so, anyways, this is a tune by one of the most famous musicians from New Orleans, a guy named Fats Domino. And this was his song from back in 1954, I believe. A song called Blue Monday. All right, here we go. Two. Saturday morning, all of my time is gone away. Got my money and my honey, and I'm out on the stands to play. Sunday morning, my hair's feeling bad. Well, now, but it's worth it for the times that I've had. But I've got to get my rest, 'cause Monday is a mess. Now Saturday morning, oh, all of my tiredness is gone away. Got my money and my honey, and I'm out on the stands to play. Sunday morning, my head's feeling bad. Well, now, but it's worth it for the times that I've had. But I've got to get my rest, 'cause Monday is a mess.
Shit, I gotta go.
All right, thanks.
Hell yeah.
Brilliant song, Taylor. Absolute belter of a song.
That's good, right?
Yeah, that means very good. Means very good. Everyone's had a Blue Monday, a Suicide Tuesday.
Where did that song come from?
It was written by Dave Bartholomew and Fats Domino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they recorded it back in the 50s. It was a decent sized hit for Fats Domino. Not quite as big as, Blueberry Hill or some of the other ones, but definitely a good one.
When did you start playing piano?
I mean, I took piano lessons as a kid, and then I continued to like write songs and stuff on piano, but I've never done a gig on piano until, I mean, this year, with not having a tour twice in a row, and wanting to do these kind of live stream things, I was like, well, if I'm gonna do a live stream thing, it's again playing just the bass and singing would be a little limiting. So I started trying to learn just the Roamin Jasmine tunes on the piano and try to approximate some of the horn line stuff. And so I did a lot of practicing over the past 8 months or whatever, just trying to get back into get into playing piano maybe for the first time. But it's always been, I never, stopped playing piano. I mean, when I was in college and stuff, I would sit around and play piano a lot, but I haven't done a whole lot of it over the past years, but it's been really fun, figuring out ways to make these tunes work in a piano environment.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's great. No, I didn't know that was in your wheelhouse, but I always wish I could play a little piano. We've got one actually. We're trying to teach the girls, and
Oh, cool.
I mess around on it a little bit, but I don't know, at my advanced age, I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get that right hand, left hand thing, really jiving.
That's the thing that's been a challenge for me. It's like, I'm so used to keeping time with my right hand, but on the piano, it's almost more important to keep time with your left hand. And so it's like sort of an opposite brain thing that I'm slowly trying to work on.
I think you're making some progress there, man. Sounds good.
Thanks, man. I
That's
appreciate
fun.
it.
Yeah, sounds great.
I was bummed. The tour that I was supposed to do in Europe this year, and we were going to go to the UK. We are going to be in Italy and some other places. Was with this. I had hired this awesome piano player and actually a drummer as well from Bologna over in Italy, who are friends of ours who we met. We met them when we were in Italy last summer, and they told us they were doing this big road trip in the States, and they were like, we want to spend the majority of our time in New Orleans. And so, knowing them only for 20 minutes, we said, oh, come stay at our house. And they turned out to be super sweet, as well as amazingly talented guys. Like we found this venue that another Italian friend of ours who has come to New Orleans numerous times, a guy named Paolo. He's a great kind of all sorts of styles, but he does a lot of sort of country and he plays some lap steel and stuff like that as well. He's a great guitar player. And so he told us, like, we were trying to meet up with Paolo, and him and his girlfriend had both gotten sick that week, and so they were under the weather. But they were like, oh, you should go see our friend's band play. And it was at this like sort of strip mall looking tiny venue outside of Bologna somewhere in a really kind of suburban area. And Kim and I went in there, some of the only non-Italian speaking folks there. And we saw this band playing, and they were just doing all this awesome like boogie woogie and like rockabilly stuff, almost Jerry Lee Lewis type piano stuff. But then so they had it was a trio. It was like a rockabilly trio with upright bass, piano, and drums. And then they all sang in English, like in great, not super Italian accent in English. We're like, wow, these guys really digging it. But then when we started talking to them, they're like, oh, I have not practiced on my English so much. But they were so sweet, though. And they, spending a month in New Orleans, their English improved so much. And I'm sure they learned a lot of vocabulary as well down there. But
some regional dialects.
Yeah. We hosted a house concert here in Little Rock for them, actually. And then I had them both play on a gig with me at Bacchanal in New Orleans. Just to like test it out and see if it worked, and they just both sounded great, and they both sing, which is another great asset for them. So I had hired both of them, asked them both to come along for the tour I was going to do, and they had set up some gigs in Italy for us. But of course, that was one of the first place to get worse hit, so that tour was canceled. But hoping to make it happen, if not next year, maybe. Maybe the year after that, or maybe next fall or something. We'll see.
You will make it happen. You will.
Yeah.
Guys, we've been told to for the last round we've not to talk because we're running out of time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're just hanging out here having too much fun.
But that was still the penultimate round, so that doesn't count. That was fine.
All right. Let's talk more music. Go ahead, Todd.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. All right. I hadn't actually figured out what my last song was going to be. I was going to do one off the new album or one off one of the old ones. I'll do one off the old one. Let's see. Actually, here we'll do a little fun song just to leave you guys on. This is a song that I wrote for my last girlfriend, my current wife. It's called, she wanted to, every once in a while, there'll be some woman in your life that says, when are you going to write a song about me? And it's usually your mother or your wife. And in this instance, it was for her. And I said, no problem. I'd love to write you a song, honey. And it's called Must Be Hard Being You. And she always says, you have no idea. I said, oh, little girl, must be hard being you, 'cause you're always right and so good at everything you do. Lord, and that's a lot of work. Must be hard being you, but you make it look easy every time you tear me down. And it seems to me, Lord, you're never gonna slow it down. And that's a lot of work. Must be hard being you. Said, oh, little girl, must be hard being you, standing tall on your horse, always telling me what to do. Sure seems like a lot of work, baby. Must be hard being you, but you make it look easy. Yeah, every time you tear me down. And it seems to me, Lord, you're never gonna slow it down. And that's a lot of work. Must be hard being you. Sure seems like a lot of work. Must be hard being you. Yeah, I bet that's a bunch of work. Must be hard being you.
Nice tune, Todd.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's as close as I get to jazz, so. The seventh chord in there and a diminished.
Now,
that's as good as I can do.
Is that on one of your records?
Yeah, that's on my second album. It's Todd Grebe and Cold Country, and the record is called Until Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I think I've got that somewhere kicking around.
Yeah.
I don't remember that song.
Well, come on now.
Yeah.
It could use some horns.
Okay.
I can hear the horns in there. Well, anyways, not to digress too much, I think we're going to move on. And
okay,
Andrew's got something for us, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm going to do a brand new song that I've written. It's about growing up in Scotland and some of the things that happen in Scotland. If my mum and dad are watching this, this isn't about you, don't worry. It's about lots of people in Scotland anyway. And even though it's a Scottish song, really, it's because I listened to so much American country music when I was younger, it kind of sounds quite Appalachian. And I'm sure they've got a lot of the same issues in the song. So they don't play football at the park, they play, American football. Anyway, here we go. I've never ever played this to anyone ever, so this is the first time. So I hope it's okay. I've omitted the solo to try and save time. Oh, train to Burnt Island, Spade's little hands. Ice creams are melting like castles in sand. Smiles on our faces under blue sky. When Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Oh, Daddy was dry. We we were all happy. No daytime snoring, no smell of wine, no Japan fires, no plates broken. When Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Oh, dig up the garden for treasure and bones, spiders, feathers, tatties and stones. Tea at the table when nobody cried. When Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Daddy was dry, we were all happy. No daytime snoring, no smell of wine, no plates were broken, no Japan fires. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Jumpers for goalposts down at the park. Scabby knees heat the ball, play until dark. Tony your teeth out, Big Davy cries. When Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Daddy was dry, we were all happy. No daytime snoring, no smell of wine, no plates were broken, no Japan fires. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. No toast was toasted, no milk was fried. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. No forgotten birthdays and no hamsters died. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. No swollen cheekbones or screams that you lied. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. No last warning letters and no nooses tied. Oh, Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry. Mummy was happy and Daddy was dry.
All right.
Oh
Thanks,
man,
Andrew.
have mercy. The hamster died.
Oh yeah, that was just,
The hamster didn't make
that's
it.
only part of it.
Lord have mercy. That's good. That's
dark tune.
that is maybe only the most lonesome song that I've ever heard outside of an old Merle Haggard tune.
Thank you so much.
What? I'm sorry.
Thank you so much. That's one of the best compliments I've ever had.
That's right up there, man. Right up there. He wrote a song
I'm gonna
about
retire,
the mom leaving, which was really sad. Holding things together. That's right up there with that. Ooh.
Holding
like
things together. I'm going to write that down in my book.
Yeah, you should check that one out. That's a good one.
All right, well, I
Right,
guess
Taylor?
I'll hop on with one more tune for y'all here. I'm going to do, this one is another one that is on, it is on the to-be-released EP that I'm going to put out hopefully in the next few months or so. It's just called She's Gonna Make Me Fall. I know she's no good for me. I've got a crush on her. I do anything that she wants, even though I know it's wrong. She says she'll break your heart, but I can't help myself. And I give in to all her charms. She drives me wild. You should have seen the way she was, like nobody cares at all. And she's the kind of girl I can't resist. I know she's gonna make me fall. She's gonna make me fall. 'cause she's got a hold on me. She's taking up all my time and I should be let go. And I thought that I was strong, but I just can't say no. So now I'll just sit back and enjoy the ride. You should have seen how the way she walks, like nobody cares at all. And I just can't resist, although I know she's gonna make me fall. She's gonna make me fall. She says that she's all mine, and there's nobody else. And I know I'm not her only one, but I won't tell that to myself. Yeah, you should have seen where she was, like nobody cares at all. She's the kind of girl I can't resist. I know she's gonna make me fall. Yeah, you should have seen all the way she was. Yeah, nobody cares at all. Yeah, and I just can't resist. I know she's gonna make me fall. She's gonna make me fall. Loving that slow clap, Todd. Thanks.
Huzzah, first clap from me. Thanks very much, guys. That was a fantastic show. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed it too.
Thanks, Emma.
Yeah, thanks for having us here. This was really fun.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for making it happen.
Our pleasure.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Taylor, for asking me to play.
Oh, of course, yeah. It's good to see you folks.
It was nice hearing your chat. It was making me laugh a lot. It was good. So,
Sorry, we might have done more of that than we should have, but
oh well, it's good.
we're all sort of like socially starved, I imagine. So
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling you on that front. So listen, I want to ask you a little bit about what you've been up to lately and what's coming up. But before I do that, I want to remind everybody watching that, as Imi and Risa mentioned earlier on, these shows are not ticketed; they're donation based. So if you've been watching, we'd like to ask you to make a donation if you're able to via the PayPal link, which the girls have posted below and also in the comments box. They have suggested an amount of £10, but whatever you're able to give will be very much appreciated. Your donation will be divided 4 ways between the 3 artists you've just watched tonight and to the Green Note for the running costs of the live shows. I know I can speak for all of us when I say that your support means a great deal to us at the moment after the year that 2020 has been. So we've come to the bit in the evening that's like a virtual chat with the artists around the merch table. So we all want to know what's coming up next for you guys. Todd, you were mentioning earlier that you have recorded an album which you plan to release in the spring, come what may. Tell us about that and whether or not, and tell fans how they can get hold of it.
Yeah, so I used to live in Nashville actually, and moved back here when my wife and I started having children, and we went back there for last Christmas to visit and to make this record, and we were planning on releasing it last spring, and because of the pandemic, we decided to hold off on that. And of course, we didn't. I kind of knew it was going to last this long, but we didn't really know exactly. So I've been sitting on it, and I'm getting. I don't know. Yeah. Regardless of what happens, I'm hopeful that we're going to be getting back to somewhat normalcy come the spring and the summer. And but even if we don't, I'm still going to put it out at least digitally. Of course, I'd like to support the record on the road, but if I can't do that, I'd still do it anyways, just because I feel like I just kind of have to do that. So that'll be coming out. I'm not sure exactly when. I would imagine sometime between March and April. And if anybody's interested, they can follow me on Facebook at Todd Grebe and Cold Country, or they can check out my webpage, which is just toddgrebe.com. So I'll be putting that out, and of course it'll be digital and all that, so you can get it from any of your favorite download sites. And yeah, we have those other records that have been hanging out for a while now as well. So
that's great. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
And Andrew, I understand that you're in the middle of writing them at the moment, and that you plan to go on tour as soon as the lockdown ends. But obviously, in France, they've got tougher lockdown restrictions there than anywhere else. So, but in the meantime, where can fans find out your latest movements?
So you can get my latest album on my website, a download. If you want to buy my old album, or I've still got lots of T-shirts and stickers from past tours as well. If you want, they're limited edition now, because I'm not going to make more of them. I'll make new ones. So just email me if you want. I've only got about 5 copies of my old album left, actually, because I think the whole batch is sold out. I'm going to get it repressed. But the other album is on the new album is on the website, andrewmillmusic.com. So, but we were on tour in America. We were staying with Taylor and Kim not when lockdown kicked in, but it was just about to kick in, and we had lots of touring planned, and then we just had to cancel it all. So, but instead of waiting around for it to start up again, we decided to move to the countryside and buy an old wrecked that's an old train station, and we're turning that into a few things, but a venue, like a very small venue. So, if anyone wants to come and play and as a band, speak to us, and you're welcome to come and play in the centre of France. So we haven't really thought about, haven't planned any tours coming up for after the lockdown, because I've been focusing on this. So I'd quite like to get some bands to come here and play at my venue, and come and visit us, and then yeah, obviously we'll be touring again as soon as we can. I think there will be an amazing rush for music and celebration once the virus has kind of died down a bit. It'll be quite nice, a kind of like Berlin after the wall fell down. There'll be big parties and stuff.
Absolutely.
So just go on the website or go on my Facebook page or whatever, and that would be great.
Fantastic, that's great. I love the sound of that train station venue as well. It sounds really cool. And last but not least, we've got Taylor. You were saying that you had just recorded a new EP on Mardi Gras Day, but then the dreaded pandemic hit. Tell us, what's next for you?
So the EP that I recorded, it was 5 tunes in Memphis at a really cool old studio out there that was built in the 60s. And I'm hoping to release that one sometime in the next coming months. Again, it was, in the past, I've always, had a new record out for the next tour, like most years when we would do a new tour, because that's, how we usually would sell CDs, would be just at the gigs. But since there are no gigs now, we're kind of trying to figure out what would be the best release plan for that. But yeah, you can keep an eye out for that. I'll be informing folks on our Facebook page. It's just facebook.com/Roamin Jasmine, and then roaminjasmine.com as well. And the exciting idea that we had about that record was to make it like a series of EPs, and have them all be, related to the Mississippi River, because I lived in New Orleans for a long time, and I was thinking I would record one in New Orleans, and then I did the one in Memphis, and then here in Arkansas, where we also are on the Mississippi River as well. I was going to do one here, and then do one in Mississippi as well. And the concept album series was called Mississippi Delta Dreaming, and so that's what the series is going to be called. So the first EP is going to be called Mississippi Delta Dreaming, and it'll just say Memphis after that because it's the Memphis one. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, like Andrew said, as soon as it's possible to go touring again, I definitely want to get back out there, get back over to the UK and see all you folks out there, and all our friends in Germany. And
we should do a gig together. We should play the Green Note together, the three of us, and do a wee solo spot, and then play as a three.
Yeah.
I can play the drums. You can play double bass. And Todd on the guitar. Play some tunes.
I'm all about it.
That'd be really good. Well, you've had at least a couple of listeners written in the comments box from Germany in the north coast of Germany, Catalonia, Stockport, Blumenthal, Ann Arbor, Michigan. So yeah, from all over the shop. So yeah, I'm sure you'd have a lot of keenness to hear you play. So that's good. So thanks very much again, guys, for a thoroughly lovely evening. And for the last time, we're going to say goodbye to you one by one. Todd, thank you so much for this evening, and we'll bid you adieu.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope someday to physically be inside the Green Note and be able to play some music for your audience out there. Thank you so much, London, and everybody that's listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you too. We look forward to seeing you soon. And Andrew, thanks very much. Well done on your Green Note premiere this evening. It was lots of fun.
Thanks very much. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks for organising this, Taylor. It's been great, and I'll look forward to playing at the Green Note properly in real life once this is all finished.
Great, thanks, Andrew. And last but not least, Taylor, thanks very much for a lovely evening tonight, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you. Well, thanks very much to you all for joining in tonight and having a listen. A big thank you to the wonderful Imi and Risa, and also to Ian for working so hard behind the scenes on the sound and the cameras. We are going to be here every Wednesday and Friday with a brilliant new lineup for every show. Thanks again for tuning in, and good night, and we'll see you back here soon.